Let's take a look at the chart for Ethereum. Okay, so here is what I'm looking at. I cleared out my chart and I'll basically start from scratch. So what I think one of the main things I'm watching is we're on the daily time frame right now, and we're kind of zoomed out. We have support right here and support right here. Let's do a trend line going up like this. And this is the main trend line that I've been watching for a long time. And I mean, in general, I was thinking that Ethereum hadn't really broke it, or actually check it out. So we had this support. It looked like it was kind of like right in between it. I was basically giving it the benefit of the doubt and dragging it down a little bit, so this support was kind of on top of the trend line. So right now it looks like we're breaking this trend line going to the downside. And I think the next levels that I'm looking at, or there's two different things that I'm possibly looking at. Or three different things actually. We have the support levels right here. We have one kind of right here as well. And then we also have a Fibonacci retracement, something like this. And we can watch these levels. And then the other thing I'm looking at is we have a possible falling wedge. So if we delete that trend line, do something like this, we have a top, maybe something like this, and then something like this is what I was looking at. So if we drag this out, maybe something like this. My next limit order is at 3,700, that Fibonacci retracement level, but it kind of looks like we have this falling wedge forming right here. And I've kind of talked about this falling wedge kind of forming until we break this downtrend going to the upside. Then I'm thinking we're trending down in general, but it looks like we kind of have some support right here and support right here. We're bouncing on this trend line. We're kind of in between these two trend lines, or in these two lines, should you say, and we are moving up, and it is kind of like a falling wedge. This isn't a bad pattern right here. This and this is actually pretty bullish. This could be, I mean, you could argue this is almost looks like a pennant or a flag pattern as well. So, I mean, it just depends. We have to break this trend line going to the upside in order for it to be bullish. It's also possible in these falling wedges that we break to the downside and then it's a fake out and we come back up. So just because we break this one doesn't mean that we're totally out yet. But I think, so I don't know. It just depends. We're going to have to wait and see. This does look pretty nice though, this falling wedge. I've been looking at it for a while, like I was saying. So, but if we break this to going to the downside, it's possible it's a fake out, or it's possible that we're heading to these next support levels. I mean, this one would be the main one that I'd be hoping to stay above, pretty much like I've been talking about the total crypto market cap and Bitcoin. Or actually mostly Bitcoin, I think, but I mainly want to stay above this previous low right here, because if we zoom out, we had a low, high, low, high, and this could be potentially a low. As long as we stay above this line right here, this previous low, then, and we don't break below it, then we're gonna set a higher high, and I mean a higher low, excuse me. We already set a higher high. Now we need to set a higher low. But if we break below this, then it'll be a lower low, and that's pretty much a downtrend. So, or that's the start of a downtrend, I think. So, or it's a bearish signal, should you say. But I do like the way this falling wedge is looking right now. We are pretty much just kind of chilling in between these two trend lines. Once we break this going to the upside, what I'll be kind of doing is targeting the previous resistance is. So we have this resistance right here pretty much at around 4,111 or 13, somewhere around there. And then we have the top, which is at around 4,800. And we have this little spot right here at around 4,600. So it kind of just depends. In general, I'd kind of just look for trouble at these kind of areas right here. But I guess you could probably target the top. I mean, that's pretty much where you would be targeting in one of these patterns. In general, though, I would wait for the breakout and then see what kind of uptrend we've made, and then kind of follow that too. But we haven't broke out either way, so it's still possible we break to the downside or the upside. The volume isn't, I don't know, there's a little bit of red volume coming in, but it's not too crazy. I mean, it still looks like it's declining volume. The red volume looks like it's picking up a little bit, but I don't know. The other thing I was talking about is let's delete everything. We had this trend line right here, something like this. We were even giving it the benefit of the doubt. It kind of looks like we're breaking to the downside. We're on the daily time frame, and we've only broken below with one candle so far. We haven't closed this candle yet. It's still possible that we kind of just went down and then we come back up, or we even could go down a little bit more. We still have 3 hours and 9 minutes before we close this candle. So let's see where we close it. We can close it below the trend line and then get the next candle. If it's red and it continues to head down, then we know that we're just still moving down, and we could still be watching this falling wedge. It's still possible that we're in that, and it's not bad yet. It's probably not even, it might not even be bad. But if we do close it, then it is, if we do close this red candle and then create another red candle going to the downside, we still are pushing down. I think the main thing I wanted to talk about though is we broke this trend line going to the downside. So let's set up a Fibonacci retracement from the bottom to the top. I wanted to show you guys where my limit order was, or why my limit order is at 3,700. And you can see that we actually wicked down right here. So I mean, you could even use that as a, like we came down, got support right there, and then came up. We are actually getting close to it. So yeah, the 38% level is sitting around 3,676 on right now on the way I set it up. You could do it on your own chart and look at it, but I was looking at 3,700 somewhere around here, and I'm kind of curious if we're gonna, it looks like we're coming in to hit that right now. The other thing is, like, we have this falling wedge pattern. Let's draw this real quick. So basically I'm curious, or what I'm hoping is that we could come down in this falling wedge, hit that limit order, and then get a bounce to the upside and break out of this falling wedge going to the upside. But if we break it going to the downside, the next level that I'll be looking at is something around 2,800 possibly. You could maybe even argue 2,900 is the 61% level of the Fibonacci retracement. But like I said, that's the previous low. So I'll be kind of looking at this level. It's possible maybe even this one right here at around 3,300. Kind of like with Bitcoin, what I'm doing is, or what I like to do is just use these Fibonacci retracements as kind of spacers of where to put the positions. And the other cool thing is sometimes it kind of is volatile in between these levels, and you can kind of trade off the volatility. It does something, I mean, sometimes it just does different stuff. So I like buying these levels, kind of spacing them apart. This would be the bottom if it went up here, and then this would be the bottom if it went up here, something like that. And then that's just kind of like how I like to do it. Basically, you could take some profits up here and then kind of look for entries back in over here. I'm not saying that it's going to keep going. I mean, I'm not for sure that it's going to keep going down. It does look like we're in this falling wedge, and it's possible that we pop up. So I wouldn't say just sell all your Ethereum right here and start trying to dollar cost average. But if you sold at these higher areas and you're kind of wanting to at least test the waters in some of these spots, or you have new money coming in and you want to get a good spot in, you can kind of look for lower levels as opposed to buying it right now. Or you can do a little bit of both, buy some right now and then buy some of these, try to set some limit orders and try out limit orders. So that's basically the way I like to go about it. But for right now, let's watch this falling wedge in the daily time frame and see if we could break this downtrend or this bottom support line. And we'll kind of wait there. Like I said, the next level that I'm looking at is 3,700, or that's what my limit order is at. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know how far you guys think it's going to go down, or if you think we're going to, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think was going to happen. If you guys like the video, hit the thumbs up. If you guys are new to technical analysis and looking at charts and stuff, check out this playlist right here. It's basically some videos to help you follow along with my videos. All right. If you guys like the video, hit that thumbs up button, and I'll see you in the next one.